Ryan Garcia has a brand new change of heart. Now he's saying he wants to fight against Devin Haney. Now that Devin Haney has become champion, let's talk about it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Best in the business is back, and it's not even close. Ryan Garcia has come out to play, and he's calling out Devin Haney after Devin Haney just defeated Regis Prograis. Very sharp performance, move up, look strong, look healthy. And this is what Ryan Garcia, you see what he had to say on the screen. He says, Devin Haney coming in over 160 pounds from 140 is actually crazy, but not against the rules. Tank will not fight without the clauses. After March, when I get a title from Rolly, we will unify on a special date. How does that sound? And then he tagged Devin Haney. So now he's saying he want work with Devin Haney. And he's saying Tank won't fight unless there's a stipulation. And he does talk about Devin Haney's massive rehydration from 140 pounds all the way to 165. Now, if you want me to make a separate video about what Ryan just said about the rehydration clause, type rehydration in the comment section. When you guys type rehydration in the comment section, it'll notify me as the content creator that that's one of the next videos I should work on. Devin Haney seen this from Ryan Garcia, and he says, and I quote, he responded, he quote tweeted it. I thought belts didn't matter. Let's do it now. Okay. Now, that makes a lot of sense, and I'm going to explain why in this video. That make a whole lot of sense. Now, I tell you, I'm the best in the business, not even close. I give you guys uncut boxing content, my opinions, all that. Ryan Garcia did previously, he's been on record, and he was saying that he didn't care about belts. He said belts don't matter, this, that, and the third. So he was impressed about it. That was Ryan Garcia previously. Ryan Garcia said he really didn't care about belts and belts don't matter in this day and age, things like that. How the tables turn. Now that Devin Haney has beaten Regis Prograis for a belt. I mean, even before this, I will say this, because before the Oscar Duarte fight, Ryan Garcia did change his stance, and he said he wants to be a champion. Now he's with Derek James, and he says trying to become a champion is something that's on his bucket list. But again, it doesn't change from this. There was a point in time, circa July 14th, 2022, where Ryan Garcia was saying, I don't care about the belts. Belts don't matter. So Devin Haney, he got at him with a factual comment from Ryan Garcia, because Ryan was the first person stating that he did not care about belts and belts don't matter. And he was such a star, but he got his star knocked down by Tank Davis. We know in the world of boxing, when you lose, especially if you get knocked out or people think you quit or whatever, you get knocked down the ladder. You get knocked down the totem pole. So at the end of the day, that's what happened. Now, the reason I say tables turn is because Devin Haney went from somebody who legit had trouble getting the big fights. He's been calling out Tank. He's been calling out Ryan Garcia. He even hopped in the ring at one of DAZN's events after Ryan Garcia scored a vicious knockout, I believe. Right? Ryan got a knockout, and then Devin Haney said, let's do it, let's do it. And this was at a point where the Haneys couldn't really get the fights that they were looking forward to, But the reason I'm saying tables turn is because Devin Haney has done a lot well. Him and Bill, they've done a lot of things right. And they took what they had, kept calling out names, and kept being willing to fight whoever, and it's paid off for them. Now it's paid off for them to the point where they get to call some of the shots. Now, I still disagree when it comes to Tank Davis. I think he's truly the A side, so I don't see anyone dictating to him. But Devin Haney, outside of that, in or around his age groups, he's moving a lot different. And he has like some very good milestones and accolades that help him out. And he's also a champion. And he did it emphatically by beating Regis Prograis. I was there live. He made the fight look easy. Regis Prograis almost looked like, dare I say, like he didn't even belong in the ring. So Devin Haney, he did truly back up all of the trash talk and the banter. Everything he said he was going to do versus Regis, he definitely did. Now, me personally, I actually like the Ryan Garcia fight. I think it's a justifiable fight. Yes, Ryan lost to Tank, but he got a win back in the win column. And that was against Oscar Duarte. And I made fight predictions and, breakdowns about that. Subscribe to the channel. It's free. Ryan Devin, it's literally been a fight that I wanted to see, and I continue to want to see it. And for me, I personally think it's a bit easier to make than a Tank Davis fight, because what I think is happening is Devin Haney, he's on his journey and he feels he's done things the right way or his way or whatever the case is. And Tank Davis is the A side. So you're going to have two egos, and that it just becomes a bit harder to negotiate when you have that. Plus you have PBC fighters pretty much fighting on Amazon Prime or wherever else PBC decides to end up. And Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis, it's a great fight, but again, there's more politics. Ryan Garcia, he's on DAZN, different promoter, of course, but he has the relationship with Golden Boy. He's on DAZN, signed to a contract with them. Now he's saying he cares about a rematch, or actually not a rematch, but he says he cares about fighting for the belts. All of a sudden, despite that being a contradiction from Ryan, now he's changed his mind. And you'll notice over time, it does happen with fighters. If you're being objective, you're being fair, because Devin said he would go to 135 to fight Tank at the media day for the Prograis fight. But after going through with the Prograis fight, he's then come out and released tweets, and he said, I'm never going back to 135. So, people are going to be mad at Ryan Garcia for changing his mind, but I think all fighters probably in this day and age with social media have some contradictions. Ryan definitely is not removed from that list, previously saying that he didn't care about belts. Now Devin Haney, tables turn, he's a champion again, and Ryan Garcia is saying he wants to make the fight. I don't know, because I mean, really, I don't even know Ryan's relationship with Golden Boy. It seems like very tumultuous. It seems like there's a lot of friction there. So I don't know what they want. And now that Ryan's no longer undefeated, Devin Haney's his own, kind of like his own boss, moving around, that would be a very, very dangerous fight for Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia was doing some weird things in his last fight, weird shoulder roll and turning his back. So against Devin Haney, they both moved up to 140. Ryan moved up versus Duarte, and he was, doing his great value Mayweather shoulder roll. And then Devin moved up and he looked sensational, and he was big, like his back looked big. He rehydrated a lot of weight, things like that. So I definitely would like to see the fight, but it's really more of a dangerous fight for Ryan Garcia if we're going off of last performances. And boxing is that type of sport. What have you done for me lately? Devin Haney moves up, fights a more dangerous opponent, because no one even really knew who Oscar Duarte really even was like that. And Ryan, I'm not gonna say he looked bad, but I just feel like Ryan Garcia, when he fought Duarte, it was just kind of a weird performance. Like he almost had some issues with Duarte's power and stuff like that. But on the flip side, despite Devin Haney being more skilled than Ryan Garcia, Ryan does have explosive power. He has speed. He would be bigger than Regis Prograis, I would say, in terms of like height, arm reach. So I guess it would be interesting. It would be an interesting fight because they fought 6 times as amateurs and they split them three apiece. So this would really be the stalemate if Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia were to fight. So again, I've seen this fight mentioned years ago. Devin called it out, called out the TOs and everybody else. And now that the tables are turning, it's looking almost a bit more realistic that something like this could happen in the future, because Ryan Garcia, he's still popular, but he took the loss to Gervonta Davis, and Devin has a belt. So tables turn, and it's kind of sweetened the deal. Now Ryan Garcia, when he was undefeated, he could afford to be, a bit more choosy because he was very popular. But then when you get with a new trainer, you struggle a little bit with Oscar Duarte. That I think is more humbling. That kind of brings you back to reality. And definitely, if we're going tit for tat off recent performances, Devin Haney looked way better in his fight and looked more promising all in all, despite Devin Haney not getting a knockout, but he dropped Regis Prograis and hurt him, and Ryan Garcia eventually getting the knockout over Duarte. Because again, I rate Regis Prograis higher than I do Oscar Duarte. I hadn't really got a good look at Oscar Duarte. Pause. So the paradigm has shifted. Now Ryan has changed his mind. Ryan is now saying he wants Devin Haney. Will it happen next? Can it happen next? Again, I personally think that this is a fight a little bit easier to make than the Gervonta Davis, because Ryan is now openly calling for it, and they're on the same side of the street or with the same network, so you don't have to do co-promotional deals and things like that. Plus, they have history. So, I'm anxious to see what Ryan's next fight is, and I'm anxious to see what Devin's next fight. Actually, all these guys, Shakur coming off the Edwin De Los Santos, I want to see how he looks at his next fight. People writing him off, but that's stupid. If you know anything about boxing, you can't write someone off like a Shakur Stevenson off of one night. Was it Shakur's best night? Absolutely not. I don't think he looked sensational at all versus Edwin De Los Santos. But right now, there's a lot of motion in the 135, 140 range. We'll see how it all plays out. Subscribe to my channel, Best in the Business. And it's not even close in amount.